Power is everywhere. It flows through every conversation, every gesture, every decision. You cannot escape it. You can only learn to use it. To deny power is to hand it to someone else. To master it is to live freely. These are the 48 laws of power, written not for the weak, but for those willing to see the world as it truly is. This is law 2. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. Friends are often the first to betray you, not because they are inherently evil, but because friendship blinds both sides to the truth of power. With friends, you share secrets. You drop your guard. You believe loyalty comes from affection, but affection can fade the moment true ambition arrives. The more you rely on friends, the more you hand them the tools to destroy you. Think of Byzantium in the 9th century. A young emperor, Michael III, rises to the throne. He's charismatic, but naive, and desperate for companionship. Instead of relying on seasoned generals or statesmen, he places his complete trust in a friend, a clever courtier named Basil. Basil started as a humble stable boy, seemingly loyal and unassuming. Michael saw a kindred spirit and made Basil his companion, his confidant, his very shadow. He showered him with gifts, wealth, and immense favor. Before long, Basil wasn't just a friend, he was the emperor's most trusted ally. But friendship and power rarely coexist peacefully. As Basil's influence swelled, so did his hunger. He had learned the language of power from the master himself, how to flatter, how to deceive, how to make himself appear indispensable. He saw the emperor's weaknesses, not as human flaws to be accepted, but as opportunities to be exploited. One night, cloaked in the loyalty he had so carefully performed, Basil crept into the emperor's chamber and murdered his friend as he slept. The servant became the master, the friend became the ultimate enemy, and Michael learned the second law of power far too late to save himself. This story reveals a core truth. Friendship is built on emotion, but power is built on cold calculation. When you mix them, one will inevitably poison the other. Friends expect understanding, forgiveness, and familiarity, all things that cloud judgment. Power, however, demands distance, clarity, and control. When you elevate a friend to a position of power, they often forget where they came from. Their loyalty, once genuine, can curdle into envy, and envy is the most fertile ground for betrayal. You've given them intimate knowledge of your weaknesses, your habits, and your secrets. You've given them a key to your downfall. An enemy, on the other hand, has something to prove. You are always on your guard with them, and they are on their guard with you. They are predictable. They know what's at stake. If you can skillfully turn a former enemy into an ally, you gain a unique form of loyalty. It isn't born from the comfort of friendship, but from mutual interest and necessity. They are grateful for the opportunity and will often work harder to prove their worth, knowing you are watching them closely. Their loyalty is transactional, and in the world of power, that makes it more reliable than the shifting sands of emotion. So, how do you apply this strategically? Use your enemies to strengthen your position. Their opposition clarifies your goals. Their resistance forces you to become sharper, more disciplined, and more focused. When you bring a former adversary into your camp, they are forced to constantly demonstrate their loyalty. A comfortable friend, however, begins to take your loyalty for granted. The key is to keep your emotions detached from your strategic decisions. Always favor usefulness over affection. Judge people by what they can do for you and your cause, not by how much you enjoy their company. In the intricate game of power, the person who controls relationships is the one who controls their own survival. Remember, it's not personal, it's strategic. Now, does this mean you must live a life of complete isolation and paranoia? Not entirely. This is what we call the reversal of the law. There are, of course, times when trust is essential. A loyal friend can be a bastion of support in a world of chaos. But even then, you must be cautious. Never grant them complete, unchecked access to your power. Share your life with your friends, but not your throne. Trust them for companionship, not for your ultimate survival. And if you must keep them close in matters of power, ensure they remain dependent on you. Dependency breeds a functional loyalty, whereas a sense of equality can breed rebellion. Let's reflect on this. Power has no friends. It only has allies. And those alliances are temporary, shifting, and useful for a time. The truly wise individual knows how to smile with genuine warmth while thinking with cold, hard precision. Never confuse affection with safety. Never mistake comfort for loyalty. Because the very people who have the capacity to love you most also have the capacity to destroy you most completely. They know where you are most vulnerable. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use your enemies. If you're finding value in this series and wish to continue this journey through the 48 Laws of Power, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next lesson.